All right, folks, we are going to write an article in an hour. So this is an article for the RX Advocates. I chose to write about menopause. So let's just dive right in. So the first thing I want to show you is you can see that I've got like a split screen thing going on. I highly, highly recommend, if you can, to get two screens. It changed my life. But if you cannot get two screens, working this way, it makes things a whole lot easier, and you can get through your articles a lot faster. So since this is for Andrew, you'll notice that I've got my document on this side and other things that I'll need over here. So I've got the outline, and I've got their website right here in tabs. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a spot up here for my title and description. There we go. And then this is just about menopause, so all we need there is menopause. Make that a heading 1, and we will center that. There we go. Okay, so if we look at the outline, well, first of all, let's take a look at an example. Examples are very, very good because we know that this is what the client likes. So the client wants a little intro, and then we jump right in to the meat of the article right here. So we're going to pattern what we are writing after this. So the first thing, I'm just going to leave myself a little note that I am doing an intro, and then I am doing overview. Not sure if that's even a thing. Okay, and then we have our sources at the bottom. Okay, so the first thing, we're going to Google. The computer is not running as fast as it normally does. Menopause. Okay, so we got some good information from the Mayo Clinic. So the first thing I'm doing is I am looking at page 1, and I'm just opening all of this stuff. Now we can't link to WebMD for these guys, but we are going to look at their page. So this is where all of our content is going to come from. But we also want to see if we can find as it spins and spins and spins, because I'm opening 100 pages at once. We're going to see if we can find the good RX page, because that is what this whole thing is kind of patterned. Like this is our example. Okay, so here is their health conditions page. So we definitely want to open that one too. Okay, so for the top ranking page, we've got a really quick definition of what menopause is. For all you guys watching this, I'm sorry, but it's a fact of life, you know? Menstrual period for 12 months. She is okay. Let's check our words. I always turn the word count on too, so that I can keep an eye on what I'm doing. Now you'll notice that I am not writing this until I'm done. This is going to wait until all of the rest of it is all finished. Let's see. So we need to link to the Mayo Clinic. Whoops. And then I'm going to come right down here to sources. I think this is supposed to be at heading 3. And date on this. October 14th, 2020. And available at okay, that's our first one. All right, overview. So this is a heading 2. Remember, we only ever have one heading 1 in the whole thing, and that's this first one. Now we've already linked to this page, so we can't link again, but we can find some information. I think it's important to say that now let's go to a different page. See if we can get some additional information. Let's see what WebMD has to say. So we can't link to WebMD, but sometimes they link to other things that we can link to. For example, oh, that's WebMD. The term.
Maybe. Hey, buddy.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I didn't do anything while I had it paused, just so you know. Okay, menopause is a completely natural process that all women experience once they go through this period in their lives. They can no longer have children. You'll notice I've got short sentences, short paragraphs. Menopause is a term that I don't need to read this to you. Anything else here that we should add? I didn't really care for this site. Not super thrilled with this site, but it is a really good link. So I think that I'm going to cite it anyway. And then I'll come down here. Let's see if this has a date on it. September 30th, 2021. Oh, I already copied it. All right, back up. Anything else that needs to go in the overview? See, now we're getting into causes, symptoms. What happens? Okay, so there are 3 stages. So we're going to call this, since there's no types, we're going to call this stages. There are, yeah, 3. I think this WebMD article is making everything go super slow. Okay, so the stages are menopause, menopause, post menopause. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this WebMD article, hoping that it'll go faster once I do, because this is full of ads, and I really just think it's slowing everything way down. Okay, so this is about postmenopause. So we're going to keep that in our back pocket. Because right now, we are looking for premenopause, or perimenopause, excuse me, which this is a really great site to use for research, but there's nothing there about perimenopause. That one might not be a good, well, I'll leave it there. We might just have to, okay, before menopause. Womenshealth.gov, this is a good one for us to use. We're going to make these heading 3s because we are talking about the different stages, and then each stage is underneath that heading 2. So we're going to call it heading 3. Okay, so now we've written that section. We're going to link to this page. And you'll notice that my voice will get worse the more I talk to you on this video. Sorry about that. But I often talk all day long. Come on. Okay, there we go. I guess I'll leave that there for now. Okay, so then menopause. Let's go back to, I think we used this. Oh, that's for postmenopause, that's why. And this one, I don't know. I don't think we're going to use that site. Oh, but we do need to add this one. This is where we just were. So let's go down to the sources. Now remember, your sources count in your word count. For Andrew. Not all the time, but they do count for Andrew. Let's see, do we have a date? Don't see a date. But, so I'm just going to put 2022. I did it again, I bet. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're up to 240 words. We're about 25 minutes in. We've had a lot of pauses, interestingly enough. Okay, what is menopause? Let's check out Medical News Today and see what they have to say about menopause. Symptoms. They start with symptoms. It's interesting. What is menopause? Actually, let's make this a little bit better. And then that section is done, so let's not pick that one. Let's go back up to what is menopause. So the cool thing with Medical News Today is they actually have links on the different sections of their website, and I know that I've told you guys not to use a link more than once, but you can see that this link changes. So right now it's what is menopause. But if we go up, it changes to other things like symptoms. So this, you could actually use this link again, even though you've already linked to this page one time. All right, now we are ready for our postmenopause section. And we know we have a good page for that, but before we do that, let's make sure we add our link here, Medical News Today. October 3rd, 2021. All right, postmenopause, right here. Grab that link. Okay. All right, we are 32 minutes in. We're going to break this up a little. Leave that one the way it is. Postmenopausal, that should be one word. Cleveland Clinic. Does this have a date? Sometimes they do. Right there, 10/5. All right, very good. Causes. I always got to check the spacing here. I don't want to leave too much space between this and the next header. Okay, so what causes menopause? This was a good one, I think we said, for symptoms. Well, let's go back to our Medical News Today article because that had a lot of good information. See if we've got anything about causes here. Oh, let's check our causes right there. Let's just do this. we can get our link out there. And go back and copy and paste the rest of this. Okay, go back up. All right, 543, we're in good shape. Now we're going to do symptoms, which I think this page is good for symptoms. I know I spelled symptoms wrong. Actually, they're going to want to take the having out. We'll just call it hot flashes. Night sweats. You can see how I've rewritten or used synonyms for as many of these as I can. Sleep problems. No, we don't want to put that one. Hair loss, hair growth, face, mood swings, and I usually put the date all the way at the bottom. Yep, October 21st. Okay, so that's good for the symptoms. All right, so now we're on treatments. I think we've pretty much used all of these, so let's get rid of them. I don't even want to use that one again. Menopause treatments.
Nothing over there, dude.
Okay, we are nearing the end of our word count, so we're going to just leave this at 3. I like to often make these stand out, so I might bold them like this. And then we need to link. Did we already link to this? Oh, it's a different page. Yep, we linked to symptoms and causes before. Let's do this. Menopause, symptoms, and causes. And then here, we'll do menopause, diagnosis. I'm sure the date is the same. Alrighty, and then we have our medications. If our Good RX article tells us about medications, look at that, it sure does. But we can't link to this, so we're just going to take a look at the medicines that they recommend here. Gabapentin, clonidine, antidepressants, but it doesn't say which ones. Okay, so let's get out of this because we don't need that anymore. Menopause medications. Medicines to help you. Alright, so we can add Alora. Those are like a different type of estradiol. I don't know how you say that. Provera. And I'm just going through and picking. I'm looking for like ones that I think I've seen on the RX Advocates site, but I'm not sure. What is that? Never heard of that one. Okay, let's go back up to the estrogen ones and see. We can add that one. Senestin. Premarin. Okay, that's probably enough. We don't need a whole bunch. And we certainly didn't tell them that like this is all of them, because it's not. Okay, so now we're going to go back over, well, first let's cite this page. Medications. don't see a date, so we're just going to call it 2022. Okay, now let's go to the medication list and see if any of these are on it. Don't see gabapentin, clonidine. Don't see that one. Or that one. We really want to have at least one. Prempro, that one's one. Provera. Nope. This one is listed, but there's no link yet, so we can't use that one. Or, I mean, we can use it, but we can't link to it. And Premarin. Okay, so we got two. I'm surprised the gabapentin's not on here. Okay, so now what we have to do is we need to find these pages so that we can source them and link them. Because for this client, all medications have to have a link. Okay, so that's that one. Now, depending on what happens with our word count, some of these might be coming off. Clonidine. So we're going to be way over. Laura. You could probably, well, no, let's do it. Laura. Yeah, we'll take that one off. Provera. I think we'll take this one off too. Whoops. There we go. Provera. Okay, this one. I'm still going to use this page. Alright, and then we've got just this one, Duavi, or however you say it. That one might be new. Yep. It is new. just going to put all right, we are at exactly 1 hour. Well, I guess I'm only allowed to record for an hour. Oh, nope, it's going. Okay. All right, so we are at an hour. So what we're going to do, let's take a look at what Deb put for this diabetes. Diabetes information and overview, love it. Menopause information and overview. There's our title. Description. This page discusses menopause and its causes, stages, symptoms, and treatment options. Learn more about menopause and how to manage this life change. Okay, and then we're going to check this to make sure we are within 145 to 155, and we are. And that, my friends, is how you write an article in an hour. Thank you for tuning in.